Hello friends! If you've ever wondered how to get an X-Pack, you probably heard advice about restoring the balance of significance. This means returning to yourself and showing that your true value doesn't come from your partner or the relationship, but from within you. One common strategy is to cut off access, stop answering messages, and avoid calls. The idea is that this helps maintain the balance of significance. This concept is discussed in detail in the book The Passion Paradox by Dean Delis. The key point is that you should never lose yourself in a relationship. It's crucial to view the situation objectively, understand your partner's perspective, and not fall into dependency. However, there's an important nuance to consider. If you're grounded in yourself, you accept the situation calmly. For example, if someone says, "I don't want to be with you," you take it as it is. If you don't want to, that's fine. You don't try to convince them, you don't chase after them, because your sense of worth isn't dependent on their decision. On the other hand, if your self-worth is externally validated, then dependency kicks in. How do I get them back? Should I block them? Make them jealous? Make them regret it? This means you're trying to manipulate the situation to change their perception of you. But what if your ex has complaints about the past? Maybe they say, "You hurt me." In this case, you can suggest working through the problem together. By resolving the issue, your ex can start seeing you not through the lens of past experiences but from a fresh perspective. Most people apply relationship recovery strategies unconsciously. They block their ex, wait a month, then unblock them and check. Did they text? Did they call? If not, panic, anxiety, a feeling that all hope is lost. The problem is that if your emotions still depend on their reaction, your self-worth isn't within you, it's in them. But in life, you must always have an internal foundation. As children, we naturally had this foundation, but over time, it shifted to our parents and later to our partners. The key is to bring it back to yourself. How do you do that? Work on yourself, reduce anxiety, overcome the fear of being alone, and build self-esteem. This can be done both within relationships and outside of them. If you don't address these issues, you'll always rely on external validation. If they love me, I'm good. If they don't, I'm worthless. But are you really to blame if someone doesn't love you? Unless you've done something truly harmful, like betrayal or serious disrespect, why should you suffer? Suffering only happens when your self-worth depends on someone else's feelings. So what should you do? Rely on yourself. If your partner does something kind, that's great. If they do something hurtful, that's their issue. You can either leave the relationship or discuss the problem, but you shouldn't suffer because of their emotions. People are drawn to those who are in harmony with themselves. This is a rare quality, but it's what truly makes a person valuable. Those who maintain the balance of significance attract others, not because of their looks, but because of their inner strength. They don't cling to people, they don't try to prove their worth, and they don't seek revenge for rejection. They simply live their lives. This is the real way to apply the passion paradox. Not as a manipulation tool, but as a way to maintain your own position. When you are less dependent on someone, they value you more. If you are truly self-sufficient, distancing yourself happens naturally. You won't chase after someone, but if they need your attention, you'll give it. If they start pulling away, you take a step back, not out of fear, but because it's the natural response. All courses on moving on after a breakup, rebuilding relationships, and preparing for new ones focus on one thing: returning to yourself. If you don't do this inner work, no strategy will help. Any method applied artificially will eventually collapse. Imagine you blocked your ex, stopped checking on them, and then unblocked them, only to find they're in a new relationship. If your self-worth depends on them, you'll be overwhelmed by pain, anxiety, and fear. But if you are self-sufficient, you'll simply think, they're with someone new? Okay, I'll keep living my life. This doesn't mean being indifferent to people, it means being emotionally stable, not clinging to someone else's decisions, and not fearing loss. Remember, your greatest value is yourself.